You know, we always put you in groups because if there's no conversation, I can't determine if you're growing. Group conversation, Basilia. I got the questions up here on the board, but I also want you to work these questions over. We don't have that much time. What are they doing? Question number 1, what can I do to ensure the King reigns in my home, school, church, and work? I'm going to read these questions. Are everybody in their spots? Make sure you got a group of at least 4 or 5. If you're not in the group, you in the group? Yep. Move over, slide over, get close. Get intimate, get close. Question number 1. I want each group, hold up everybody, hold up. Shh. I want each group to address 3 questions. 1, and you might have to run to the board and really make sure you got it. What can I do? You can put we do, but I is personal because I want you all to talk about it in your group. You may not get to all 3, but at least get 1 in. What can I do to ensure the King, Jesus, reigns in my home, school, church, and work? What can I personally do to ensure the King reigns in my home, school, or work? Second, very critical question. What is my greatest challenge to the kingship and authority of Christ in my life? This is called a transparent question. Amen? And let me say this. When I say that our Bible study needs to be a safe place to talk, there were times we had shared and then we got outside the room and other people were talking about the people they were sharing with. You can't do that. None of that. Everybody hearing me? That's important. Not negative. I don't like that person that was in my group. Nothing negative. They was transparent. I can't believe that about that person. If you are not mature enough to be in groups with people to grow together, then we have a problem. Now, we're going to be patient, but know that I got super hearing outside. And it keeps coming back to me. What is my greatest challenge to the kingship, authority of Christ in my life? Example, me, my flesh. Example. Don't all y'all use me. That one's off. No. What's my second one then? All right. Thirdly, I want you to answer a radical, what I call a corporate question. Who reigns, in your observation, who reigns in the church universal today? Who reigns? Who reigns in the church today? When you observe the church, who do you think is reigning? Who reigns in the church? Okay? You got it? I see some of y'all look tight now. You all right? 3 questions. What can I do to ensure that the King reigns in my, you can choose one, in my work or my home. If that's too many, let's go home. Let's just do home, because we didn't have enough time. What can I do to ensure the King reigns in my home? What is my greatest challenge to the kingship and authority of Christ in my personal life? Who reigns? What can I do to ensure the King reigns in my home, school, church, or work? Let's start right up in the front, then I'm going to go to the back, then the middle. This group right here. What is your answer for number 1?
Well, we had several things. First, increase our own relationship with Christ. And then let that relationship with Christ reflect itself with how we treat our wives, our children, and our families. You know, read the word, pray, do all of those spiritual disciplines. And then also remove things from our homes that do not reflect God. Remove those magazines and those, the chronic tapes and the hip-hop tapes and music and movies or whatever, all those things that do not reflect God, so that you can create an atmosphere
rid of some idols or some things. Group number 2, your question. All right. What did y'all come up with?
Yeah, we kind of, in our group, this small group here, we summed it up as, in us as individuals, but at the same time, another discussion came up, and I thought was rather relevant, and that is that a couple of the people in the group have fellowship or relationship with those who are of Jehovah's Witness, and so we kind of got into that. But the key word here was authority, so we got into a discussion on the authority we have as Christians. And I saw it as a challenge to have that authority associated with some other form of kingdom. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of like
exercising authority?
Yeah.
Moving or operating in your authority?
Yes. Okay. But basically what we were looking at is that we were seeing the challenge as being what we need to do in our lives to show and represent the authority of Christ. And that came up to be several things. And I guess some of it was mentioned in group ones.
Yeah, say it.
Things in our lifestyle.
Changing our lifestyle.
Yeah, changing our lifestyle.
Go ahead.
Changing how we deal with people.
Wow. How we deal with people.
Yeah, and I like to just also mention Acts 1:8, where it says, you shall become witnesses unto me. Yeah, being a witness. Right.
Okay. All right. Number 3. All right, we're coming back around. In fact, where's one of them young people out there? Come and help me out, man. We're going to stop in the back. When you hustle around with me and help me out with the mic. That mic there. Stay with those folks. All right, number 3. Your question was?
Our question was, who reigns in the church today?
All right.
We came up with like a lot of different ones.
We'll
give 3 for right now.
Okay.
We said flesh.
Flesh. Go ahead.
Money. And business.
I'll put the corporate spirit, right?
Yeah, there we go. That works.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Tremendous. All right, get that mic. Go to one over here. Next group, number 1. Put your hands up so you can see where he's going to come to you. Go to them. Let's see what you got. Pay attention now what's going on, because this is building the case for y'all. And if you're not, you might want to be writing this like I'm writing, is to keep these notes, because it's building a specific case for you. Go ahead, number 1.
Okay. Don't bring things into the home that may cause you to fall into temptation. Our example was like ice cream bars.
Is that a guide in translation? Is that a undercover way to say a brother? Mr. Goodbar? Mr. Goodbar? Okay, go ahead, keep going.
That wasn't our issue. Get rid of old phone numbers of individuals that you don't need to be talking to.
Get rid of old numbers. Oh, God. Turn over your books. Go ahead.
The third is reevaluate your routines, habits, and the way you unwind when you come
Say that one more time.
Reevaluate your routines, habits, and the way you unwind when you come home.
So reevaluate your routine, habits, and how you unwind. Mm-hmm. How you drink wine, you say?
No. How you unwind.
All right. Grab it, get. Group number 2 over here. We're building a real big case here. Don't look good.
Okay, we came up with 3.
3, go ahead.
Submission.
Big problem. Submission. Submission to what? To who? One another?
Authority.
Number 2?
Socialization.
What do you mean?
Socialization, we came up with what we feel that we're entitled to, more so what we are required to do.
So what we are entitled to, ooh, God. Somebody say elaborate further?
Yeah, it's okay. The brother over here was actually, I forget your name again, Mike. Brother Mike over here was actually talking about what it is to be a Christian, and he was, giving some really great examples. But I noticed what he was talking about were all the things that were required of him, as opposed to what, citizenship actually gave him. What was he was actually entitled to as a DC